YouTube, and as I send the Zoom link over to Slack, I think YouTube's going to be nicely populated. In Slack. See, yes, YouTube is populating over here. Let's get the YouTube songs as well. So do you guys in the Zoom also want the YouTube songs, or should I leave it off? Sometimes I don't know the right volume to put it on.
I'm not going to speak for everybody, but personally, I kind of like it.
Yeah, true. I like it too. I'll have them on. Audio good?
Maybe just a hair lower.
Yes. Yeah, we'll do it like this. I think that should be good.
That's perfect.
All right, so let's get into the gist of things over here. Let's start with the daily time frame on gold. We're starting to trade back inside this consolidation. So the question is if this is a fake out to continue on upwards, or are we gonna start rejecting this consolidation to go back down? So if we take a look at the lower time frames, we see some rejections in the London session, and it's respecting this support to the left over here. We see it wick down and respected this support. If we dive into the lower time frames, we see this resistance formed over here. If we bring it to the left, that lines up nicely with this previous resistance. So if price is going to go up, it needs to break above this resistance to continue on creating higher highs with volume. Unfortunately, the range is very nasty, so I'm not going to be looking for buys myself, because I don't want to trade back into this range. I think there's a lot of issues that you can come into, so I'm really looking for maybe potential sells below. If we break this structure, over here with a candle closing below it, I think we can see some very beautiful potential sells coming down in this clean range of about, I would say, 50 pips. I think that should be pretty good. Yeah, we got initially first target will be like 20 pips right over here, and then we can come down to about 50 to 70 pips. I think that should be pretty good, because we're basically retesting this level. If we break below here, then this becomes a retest of that previous support broken. So I think that's going to be the trade idea. I'm going to mark it down like this and put a... Where's my tool? Okay, we have this beautiful range over here. We're going to mark it like this. So we're going to be looking for sells below 1773,500. So that's the whole idea for gold. In the meantime, you guys in the YouTube, make sure to send in your charts, your analysis of what you're looking for in the upcoming New York session, so we can take a look and give feedback on those analysis. So let's take a look at GJ now and analyze it from the top down. So weekly came all the way down to create a bottom wick, and the daily created a support. Now I expected there to be a daily support to so that we can break this support to continue on down, since we have the bullish momentum coming in from last week closing bullish. So if we look on the 4-hour, it seems like we're making bullish market, we're creating bullish market structure by respecting these supports and breaking resistances. So let's take a look at the hourly to draw a resistance over here. Perfect. So we have this resistance, and above, let's maybe, I would say, let's pay attention to this resistance right above here. I think that's going to be much more important if we adjust it to the 30-minute. Perfect. If we get a potential break above this area, then we might be looking at some, at least this wick fill, and then potentially buys up to 154.200. So that would be pretty much the ultimate target for buys. And for sells, we're going to need to see some form of market structure breaking. So let's see, how big is this range? This is about a 30 pip range. So I think we can probably do some things with this range. Let's take a look at the lower time frames. So we're at a resistance. If this resistance is going to hold, then we need to see this bullish trend break. So I'll annotate, we see that price created this low, came up to create a high, created a higher low, and is now creating a higher high. If this resistance is going to break, we need to see, if this resistance is going to be respected, we need to see a break of this structure going up, right? So if we can break below a support, then we know that this resistance is holding and we can come back down to support. So let's see if we can identify a structural point. It seems like if we can potentially break below 153.700, then potentially that's where I would say that this resistance is starting to hold, and therefore we can go back down to this support, and that would be about 18-20 pip range. So let's see what we can do with this information. But at the same time, if we break above 153.830, then we can continue fill the wick for 13 pips, and with volume and clean traffic to the left, we can tap into 154.200. Hello, I see some familiar names in the YouTube already. Very nice to have you guys here. Any news on gold? Yeah, let's analyze the news for today, because there should be some fireworks popping in. I think for the pound, we just had like 2.5 hours ago the Bank of England government Bailey speaking. So I think that definitely you can see a little bit of volatility when he started speaking. This candle started breaking highs, breaking lows. So it seems like quite a bit of volatility came into the market, but right now the market's cooled off and we're heading into the New York volume. So let's see what that can do. For USD, we had unemployment. 30 past NY open. We have unemployment claims. We're expecting good numbers, I believe. Yeah, we're expecting less unemployed people than the previous quarter. I believe the last one for June 24th came in more than expected. So that'll be interesting to see what this unemployment can do. I don't put too much weight on these unemployment claims because they come out every week. So the market is used to these news events, I believe. So unless we have a huge variation or deviation, should I say, then we can see a big move. So let's analyze some charts from the Gulag if there are any. What do I think about GJ longs on the next 30-minute candle? If this 30-minute candle over here can close above this resistance, then we can definitely see longs to fill the wick and go further up to 154. Let's take a look at this chart from ACFX. 30-minute target level. Low created. Oh, very nice. You took a buy once this support was broken. I mean, once this high was broken for to fill the target. That's really nice. What would have been... Yeah, I think that made sense in impulse entry because your stop was way too big on the candle close. So with an impulse entry, you really lowered that stop loss down to maybe like 14, 13 pips and for price to continue on higher. Let's take a look at the 15. Yeah, and I think once price broke above this 15-minute high as well, that was a really good impulse entry. And we're starting to see the same situation here. Are you doing both sessions now, London and New York? Raja is back and doing London? Yeah, that's correct. We're continuing with London sessions since that's where Luke started, that's where Luke trades, and then since nobody else is really doing New York, we'll continue on with New York as well. Let's take a look at this chart. So buy after the... So buy on the break of the high to fill the wick. I think, yeah, that makes sense. It's an impulse entry. If you anticipate a lot of volume to start coming into the... You do need a bit of volume to come into the market to break this resistance and continue on to fill the wick. But I think that's a valid idea over there. 100%. For me personally, today I'm not looking to take any trades because it's the last 2 days of this week and we have a lot of news coming in, and typically the NFP week tends to be my losing week for the month. So I'm just gonna sit back and see what happens. Maybe if gold can start breaking lower, I think that would be a really nice confirmation, so I would take that. We'll see how it starts to form. Ooh. Wrong chart. Damn, we got a wrong chart from Dovlet G. Let's see if I agree. Somebody's asking if I agree with their chart. Let's take a look. Gold on the hourly, momentum bullish, looking for buys. Yeah, that makes sense if you're looking for buys above this high. I do agree with that. The range is a little nasty, but with a lot of volume, it can blast through these minor resistances. Because if we look at the higher time frames and we break above this level, yeah, it's still quite nasty. But if we do break above this level, I guess based on the daily time frame, your next target will be about 1782. But for me right now with buys, if it does go up, I'm not looking to participate in that. They just look way too ugly, way too nasty of a range to the left, and I really want nothing to do with this range to the left. So I'd be looking for sells below here because that's below this range and there should be clean traffic going down, so not many hindrances to hinder this trade. Let's see, this is an interesting resistance formed. Maybe with a lot of volume it might just push below this support if it's creating a lower high. To create lower low, it might, with volume, it might just break this support, but I'm gonna wait for a candle to close below here, as that will be the highest probability to then go on down and fill the range. So let's see. Can you review my gold trade in Asia session? Would you consider taking that trade, or was it not enough high quality of a trade? Let's see. You can pull set trade at the break of previous 30-minute candle low. Stop loss same high as 30-minute high. I think that makes sense, yeah, because what I see on the left is prices going up. You created this support over here to retest the highs, but once price started breaking this support, then the bullish momentum was pretty much over, right? And the bullish market structure was pretty much done and finished. So once it broke this low over here, that was your entry to continue on down to this level where you had your TP. But then, yeah, probability wasn't there to fully hit the TP, I guess. But you secured 11 pips. Yeah, you closed off, secured 11 pips, stop loss at break even. So I think it was a really good trade. I like it. Yeah, nasty range. If it starts to reject, I only trade the new candle. Ankle. Yeah, happy to help. Let's see, let's give Dovlet G a second chance on his wrong chart over here. Oh, very nice. This is the correct chart. GU 15 minute. Took a sell when price broke the low of the previous candle, closed 90% at 15 pips, closed runner at 20. Amazing, that's fantastic. I love this sell over here because you see such strong bearish momentum. You form a weak bullish 15-minute candle, and once it breaks the low, because pound pairs have so much volume, it just keeps on moving down. So really good trade over here, I like it. Oh, Kevin S. Hey, Master, maybe this is a lot to ask, but I created a trading plan today. You think it's interesting for the stream to send and review? We could do that. Yeah, why not? Let's take, if you can somehow send your trading plan, we could definitely have a look, if you don't mind a couple hundred people looking at it as well. Oh, not sure if you mentioned the ISM manufacturing PMI news during NY session. Last time it had a $12 move on gold. Crazy, really. Let's take a look at this ISM. Oh yeah, the reason I didn't mention it is because it's way after, it's after the NYSE, so by then I'll be long gone. I'm not planning on making this a long stream. I'm pretty tired for today. I'm personally not looking to really trade anything unless we have this selling idea follows through on gold. That'll be the only idea for today. Can you please explain how to analyze lower lows, lower highs, higher highs, and higher lows on 30-minute, 1 hour, or 4 hour time frames, please? Well, that's pretty simple, right? You have like market structure, you have a low. If it's going up, then you create a high, and for price to continue on higher, it needs to respect this low. So what you see is that price forms a support, and this becomes a higher low, right? And then once you break above the high, you create a higher high, and then you come back down to create a higher low, and then a higher high. So, and this works on, this is the same on every time frame. So it's a one explanation fits all. Oh damn, somebody in the YouTube saying Raja no good. Oh damn, I think he's pretty good. Hello MD Mohammed. We have Jason S. Jason S always comes in to comment about Luke's hair, and now he's commenting about my hair looking amazing. Thank you, Jason. Jasper Peters is sending in a chart. I can already tell it's a wrong chart because it starts with a slash chart and not slash X. But for the fun of it, we're gonna take a look, and ooh, what do you know? It's a wrong chart from Jesus Christ, Jasper Peters. Yeah, those sells on gold are looking really juicy. You're right. You're right. if we get a 30-minute candle closing below here and pre-New York volume, I think we can really see some beautiful candle, really beautiful, big, clean candle coming down. Oh wait, right, Kevin S, the guy that wants to send his trading plan, you can't really send a link onto the YouTube YouTube chat because it blocks it out automatically, so let's see, let's break down GU in the meantime. You ignored the below support on gold. This support, yes, I would ignore this support because if we're breaking this most recent support, then we see a big candle going up, so we might just mirror this big candle going down. And then I ignore this support and this support and this one. Well, I wouldn't ignore them, I might just take profit at them. Like, I would definitely ignore this one because it's too close, and if we're gonna break this one, then we might as well break this one as well. But coming into this support over here, that's where I would be securing majority of my position and leaving the rest to run with stops at break even. So let's break down GU over here. So going on the weekly time frame, we broke the lows after a really big bearish drop. So we're breaking this weekly support, and potentially we can head down to this weekly support in the coming few days, maybe with NFP, who knows. Daily is trading below daily support. We have this wick fill to the left. Let me mark it down. So this can be a potential target, this wick fill to the left. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Oh wow, 4 hour closed below this daily support. So it makes perfect sense for the NY, pre-NY, NY open volume to push this 4 hour all the way down, which is about a 60 pip range. We have 30 pips until the most recent support, but with volume it can fill this wick, which is about 60 pips lower. So let's take a look at the 1 hour. Yeah, we see clean traffic on the hourly, so with volume I think we can definitely see some good sells coming down. Let's adjust this support down to this level. On the 30 minute we are kind of creating somewhat of a pullback. Let's see the 15 minute, it's sort of ranging. So we have a support over here. I think either one of two things are going to happen. We're either going to pull back to retest this level, this daily support being broken, or we're going to break below this level over here and get a 15 minute, 30 minute closing below here to continue on lower if there's volume in the market. But right now the hourly candles are rather weak bearish, indicating low bearish volume. So we're going to have to wait for this idea to follow through. But yeah, either one of these two things should be pretty good. A break below here with a lot of volume, or a retest and then resistance formed here.
Hey, Master P.
Hey, Cody.
Hey, bro. I lied. I'm sorry. My volume was down, so the music wasn't that loud. And so some people are complaining a little bit.
Oh damn. Let's lower it a bit then. Alternatively, you guys in the Zoom can always just remove the music by going into, I think Mitch knows how, if you go, he's mentioned it, go into share sound in options and then mute.
Yeah, perfect.
Or I can just remove it right now for you guys. I'll probably just remove it because I don't know how to adjust the music for Zoom. I know how to do it for the YouTube, but
I'm gonna try not to be overbearing with my opinion, but it is lower than it was before.
Music sounds good though.
Yeah, I like the music. I like the music.
true, I like it too. So we'll just keep it at this for now. Maybe later on put it back. Somebody asking, do we wait for 1 hour or 30-minute to close below? I'm gonna, very vague question, but I'm gonna assume that you're talking about gold. And I think either one of those two will work quite well. With volume, this 30-minute resistance might just break this support and create lower low. If this is a lower high, then this should create a lower low. But let's see, we have the hourly closing in about 8 minutes. Oh wow, GJ seems like it broke below our break of structure and is now heading straight down to our targets. I wonder if anybody executed on this. I think once probably once this 5-minute closed below, that was an entry with a 7-8 pip stop loss. Then you had to endure a little bit of drawdown, but if you managed anything during this drawdown, like closed maybe 50% of the position, you could have re-added that 50% once we broke this 5-minute low. You could have caught this whole clean range to the left. So this is how you trade inside a range. Basically, if you rewind the stream to about right when this 30-minute opened, I think it was like one of the very first things I explained was how if we're going to break up, we're going to break this high and continue on upwards. But because we're consolidating, if this resistance is respected, we're going to drop back down to support. And the way that was going to happen was we see a bullish trend, so bullish structure. And the way we were going to go back down to support, or to answer the question if we were going to respect this resistance and drop back down to support, we needed to see a break of this bullish trend, which would have happened right at 153.700. But I'm only looking at gold sells because this week it's a very delicate week. We have we had the monthly closing yesterday. This is the first day of the new month, but we're still within the same weekly candle. We have very high news events coming in today and tomorrow. So for me, it's best to just sit on my hands for the rest of the week. I already secured about 4.5% in the past 2 days, so a little withdrawal today and waiting for next week to start. So we're expecting for the manufacturing PMI on gold, we're expecting pretty much the same numbers. Last time it came out, okay, so last time it came out slightly better, and apparently there was a $12 move. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, but this news is quite far away. So, what I'm more concerned about is the unemployment claims, because that's going to come in 30 minutes after NY Open. So probably within a time span of plus or minus 15 minutes, you're not going to want to trade like 15 minutes before the news gets released. Let's see if there are any charts coming in. Could you please check USD Swiss Franc? I could. Let's take a look at. Oh, it's breaking. GU is breaking below this support, so I guess with a lot of volume, it can just start moving on down. But it came right back up. Let's take a look at USD Swiss Franc real quick. On the daily, it's going up, closed above these resistances. It already filled the wick. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Ooh, 4 hours coming down quite hard. I think we have a support here. It looks like it's ranging right now. For sells, you need to wait for a break below this support, since this is the structural point of this uptrend. Based on the 4 hour, this is where the uptrend starts to fail if you break that point. Based on the daily, that's where it starts flipping bearish after grabbing liquidity. But to continue on upwards, so for buys, I think a break above this level over here, 0.92596, should be pretty good for buys. Then you can retest the high, which is about 11 pips away. If that's not enough range for you, then you need to wait for a break above this high to continue on higher, or a 1 hour candle closing above this 1 hour resistance. Oh wow, look at this rejection on GU. We got a chart from the Zoom. Somebody secured 14 pips on EJ on the hourly chart. Once candle closed above here, break of the high, clean traffic to the left. This was a very, very nice trade. You see bullish market structure coming up. Once it breaks the high with volume, you expect higher highs. Head and shoulders pattern on gold? I guess so. I guess this does look like a head and shoulders. Hey Kevin S. Yeah, we can see the message, but I guess there's no link to your trading plan, because the YouTube automatically cancels out the links for safety reasons. How many percent monthly is a good trader? I think if you can average 10% monthly, then you're a really good trader. You're pretty much a rock star in this industry. Because if you take a look at any other investment vehicle, nothing gives you 10% a month. Like, if you can take a look at any sort of quote-unquote safe investment, and the best they can do is maybe 10% in a year. So if you can average 10% a month, that's you're really a rock star. No, Kevin, we can't see it. Maybe if you send it to my Instagram, I can open it through there. Or yes, sir.
But actually, a lot of people average more than 10%, right?
Yeah, of course, exactly. I think if you can really let your runners or your positions run to more than 10 pips, then you can easily make way more than 10%.
Like 15 maybe?
Yeah, I mean, take a look at Raja's performance. Like, he has so much experience and knows when to leave a trade running that he even made, you know, like, I think, what, 400% in the past couple, 5-6 months. So your USD hourly, waiting for this 1 hour to close above and then a retest for buys. Right, that makes a lot of sense, because you're probably at a very strong support. Price has been trending down, and now you're starting to break structure to go back up, and then you're respecting this very strong support. That makes a lot of sense. GU is going back up. Oh damn. Jesus, in the last 5 minutes of last minute of this 30-minute, it went from all the way down here all the way back up there. So I guess scenario number 2 is happening, where it's gonna do a retest, form a bearish candle at this resistance, and retest the lows. Why does a broker charge spread or commission? Well, why do you think, man? They need to make money. They're not a charity. They also need to make money. So then you get charged with a spread or a commission. Is there a reason you use IC markets instead of Dominion markets? No, not really. I have my funds in IC, but Dominions is pretty good. I'm just a little too lazy to withdraw everything and then put them over there. Am I in a trade now? No. I haven't taken a trade since, when was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, IC is also one of the best in terms of spreads. So let's see. Oh, damn. GJ came all the way down and all the way back up and closed above on the 15-minute. Crazy. Crazy. You should have secured profits down over here. That would have been like at least 10 pips, 15 pips. So nobody should have taken a loss or be in a loss on these sells over here. Biggie Smalls, hello. Any trades just joined in? No, not yet. Well, we kind of did call out this GJ sell. Mentioned how it, if it respects this resistance, it can drop. But I didn't take any trade. The next trade is going to be once we get a candle closing below 1773,500. That'll be the next really high probability trade. Gold possibly break the structure resistance. What do you think? Vasil Torbov, I think you should send a chart because I'm not quite sure what you mean. If it breaks this resistance, then it can continue on printing bullish structure, create higher highs, higher lows. But if we break below this support, it's breaking bullish structure, so then it might just go in a bearish trend. Does broker give leverage with real money borrowed, or it's just the virtual numbers? Well, obviously it's real money because it goes into the real market. So whether they borrowed it from a bank or whatever, I have no clue how that works. Maybe you should ask somebody that runs a brokerage, but I have no clue. Oh, we have somebody spamming the chat from Kenya. I want to be in trade. Is binary trade good enough? I guess. I have no clue what a binary trade is. Do you know, Tiger?
Man, those questions, oh my god.
Yeah, true. Let's put him on a timeout.
You guys looking for a signal, bro. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
He wants to be in a trade.
Yeah, he really wants one. Yes, Peter Weber, they do charge swaps overnight. Don't know how much. Somebody... Ooh, GJ's breaking above the highs, but we have a resistance right over here. Is there enough volume to maybe break this resistance? Let's see. On the 15-minute... Oh, that seems like an interesting entry once he grabbed all these wicks, broke the high, but the range is quite tight, so you need to expect volume to come in and break this support. But once a candle closes above this resistance, then you're going to definitely see further leg up to continue upwards. Gold would just be lovely if we can break the support and do it in a timely fashion before the news. That'd be quite nice. So if GU starts to form resistances at this resistance, then it should be pretty good to go down. If this is going to be a fake out, then you're probably going to see candles closing above the resistance and then forming supports at the resistance to continue on upwards. Here's the chart. May I ask, what should I look out for and how can I better? Let's see. Pound yen 30-minute. You've got a sells below here, buys above this zone. I think that makes perfect sense. I think your lines make sense. They're drawn very well, and where you're looking for buys makes sense because that's the resistance, and then the sells below here because that's the structural point. So very good chart. When buyers become sellers, then this happens like gold doing today. I don't know what gold is doing today. It's doing what it typically does, like on any other day. It's just printing bullish structure. If it breaks above here, it's going to continue bullish structure. If it breaks below here, it's breaking the bullish structure to form bearish structure. So it seems like any other day on gold to me. Ooh, just re-entered, sell on gold at 1777,200. Okay, very nice. What was your confirmation for that? Maybe, ooh, the break of this low probably? That makes sense if you're expecting sells. We got a good range as well, pretty good. Is interest charged on leverage? No. Some brokers have swap fees where they charge you for holding a trade overnight. That's, I guess, some form of interest, but you don't have any interest on leverage. Oh, Kevin S sent me a message on Instagram with his plan. Is going a long way to get the plan in front of our eyes. Let's take a look. Oh yes, I see it. Oh nice, he's also a Dutch guy. Hello, hello. I'll open that up right here. So we have Kevin S's trading plan right over here. Let's analyze this trading plan. Let's first make sure that we're not gonna miss any form of confirmation. We have 20 minutes until this 30-minute closes. On GJ we have 5 minutes for this candle to close, but we're really waiting for buys above here. So let's take a look at this trading plan. So first impression looks pretty detailed. So your profit goal is 1% a day or 20 pips. You have a FTMO challenge, because 500 is 1%. Okay. trending breakout strategy, find market direction from lower time frames to higher time frames. I think this should be the other way around, from the higher time frames to the lower ones, but that's okay. Here it makes sense. You're looking at the weekly, daily, 4-hour. Support and resistance, plot the most recent zones. Only take trades in line with the trend. Are candles trending? Is there a breakout of a support resistance? Wait for candle to close. Yes. Yeah, I think this plan makes a lot of sense so far. The range minimum 20 plus pips. Looking for strong confirmation time frames like 30-minute, 1 hour. How's the traffic to the left? You have clean traffic, can be mirrored, or is it messy? Entry, wait for candle to close in your direction, break the high low. And you have risk management. Let's take a look at this. Reduce risk when price goes against you. Don't increase risk. Very good point. Take off the position. Reduce. I think, yeah, this plan makes definitely a lot of sense. Oh, you even have dynamic risk. Yeah, this plan makes a lot of sense. It's definitely a winning trading plan. If you can follow it, it's definitely going to produce a positive outcome. I think recently I've developed a different viewpoints on trading plans, and how I see a trading plan is that it really keeps you in check in the beginning of your trading career. And what I mean with the beginning is that it really keeps you in check as you're collecting data. But once you've journaled, say, 100 trades to 300 trades, you have a really big sample size of trades, and your trading plan keeps you in check as you gather those trades. Now, once you have those sample size of trades, your job becomes to create the income generating plan of your trading of your trading business, right? And how you do that is by taking a look at all those sample size of trades you've collected and analyze what's been working and create some form of system to replicate that.
Perfect explanation.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because a trading plan, it tells you how much to risk to not trade against the trend and things like that. But when it doesn't tell you where to buy or when to sell, where to take TP and things like that. You can only learn that by looking at the trades you've taken and the trades you've won. And if you win a trade, it's because the analysis made sense to you. So at that point, your job is to replicate that over and over again. So let's catch up with the comments in the gulag again. Kevin S he uninstalled Instagram because it was a distraction and he had to reinstall it. Nice. Yeah, Instagram can be quite a big distraction, I think. A lot of fuss and drama going on there.
Hey, Master P.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of Instagram, how can I find your Instagram?
Oh, my Instagram, I'll bring it on the screen.
You put it on the side.
On Zoom?
On Zoom?
yes.
Over
Yeah.
here.
This is my yeah, I can put it on the side as well. I'll post the link in the...
Nice profile picture, man.
Oh, thank you. They had a
Very nice.
photo shoot that day. So that's my Instagram for the people that want to know. Oh, gold seems like it's just pumping upwards today, or for now. Let's take a look. If you a swing trader, what's your choice? Buy or sell, and why? Well, that's a very vague choice. I wouldn't choose to only buy or only sell, right? I would take it by the ear and do what I'm doing on the lower time frames, but then on the higher time frames. like 4 hour. Yeah, Kevin S. No, we're happy to help. Now just down to following it as you said. Put it on the screen too. I can put it on the screen as well. My Instagram. Wait, is it with an underscore? Yeah, underscore 16. Then you have Luke Trades London as well. Let's take a look. Gold. Oh, damn. Gold is trading above the resistance at this point. So let's see. We have, I think, 15 minute. Oh, no, not even a 15 minute closed above here. So very delicate situation right at this point. You need to wait for some form of candle to close above, or once it broke this high. But that depends on your own confidence level. You know, if you expect a lot of volume to come into the markets, then, you know, impulse entries, buy stops, and things like that work really well. But for the most part, you're going to want to wait for candles to close. But damn, really preferred if gold would have gone down, but it's okay. I'm not I wasn't really planning on trading today anyway, but if we had gotten a break below, that would have been just almost too good of an opportunity to miss out on. So let's see what it's going to do if it does go up. How is it going to behave with this traffic to the left, so that maybe next time I'm presented with this opportunity where there's bad traffic to the left, I can be more prepared for that. So, have you ever left a runner that became a swing trade? Yeah, I think I held a runner to like 100 pips. That's like, for me, that's a pretty good swing trade. Oh, let's check Kashmir Prince's chart. I can already tell it's a wrong chart because it starts with a slash chart and not slash X. Yeah, a wrong chart over here from Kashmir Prince. You need to copy and paste, click this camera icon and copy and paste the digits after the X. So I need these last couple digits. I always make money with Master P's session. Today increased my lot size 0.15, just catch a few pips. That's awesome. Well done, Biggie Smalls. That's pretty cool. Let's see, let's put on this song. If you check the support created on bullish candle after the bears, you see it's coming off a 4-hour zone to break down. Yeah, CM, if you can send a chart, I'm not quite sure what exactly you're referring to. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that's referring to. Does OPEC news affect the Forex market? Yeah, it can. It can if it's very well, it's a press release, so it's like a meeting. So what they decide in that meeting, that might just affect the markets, but it's not gonna have like an instant impact as if it's like an FP where you just hugely goes up or something.
So OPEC affects oil, right? Because more has to do mainly with oil. And
Oh,
oil,
really?
yeah. And
Oh, yeah.
oils somehow has a little bit of related to gold. If you see oil, when oil prices go up, gold usually does go down. So just keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, here it has and 11 other oil-rich nations. Oh yeah, I see. Noyim says my winning percentage with Master P is 72%. Wow, nice. You've been keeping track. Mine is also about 70%, so quite accurate. So which time frame should you look at for gold buy in this situation? I think if you get a 30-minute closing above, that will be the best time frame to take this buy in. Yeah, 15-minute is a little weak right now of a confirmation for gold. Especially with all the levels we're coming into, I think you're going to want to see a 30-minute close above. GJ is continuing to range. Yeah, very delicate on GJ. I guess it just had this clean sell down and that was about it so far. We see it's breaking bullish structure on the 15-minute time frame right now, but it's nothing very decisive. Oh, I took a sell in gold and closed around 10 pips. Nice. I wonder where'd you take that sell? If price is going up, how would you manage to get in a sell? Please, could you take a look at my chart from Tom in the Zoom? Let's take a look. We have GU 30-minute price broke the support at 37.99, created a low, waiting for resistance to form around that resistance on 30-minute. We'll take sell. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I really like that idea. It makes a lot of sense. You see a lot of bearish momentum. I think that's what we discussed earlier as well. Oh, what happened to my camera? Oh, there we go. My camera's back on live. So if we see a resistance over here on the 30-minute, 1 hour, we might see some very clean sells coming down, provided the range remains enough. And then the second set of sells would come once it breaks below this support. Then you have the second set. Oh, somebody says, I'm new here, this is my first. Anything that helps to learn more, I'm liking it. Thanks. That's awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody asking how to get pip counter. Well, you can probably Google for a pip counter or get magic keys. That comes with a pip counter. We have this 30-minute closing in 5 minutes. Let's see if it can push back up to... Oh wait, is this 15-minute the close? Oh, okay. I thought, okay, yeah. So if this 15-minute can close back above here, then we should be pretty good to continue on upwards, but it's flipping bearish right now. So we're just ranging at this point. Yes, that's correct. Pathy Delta potential buys above 1778.5 right over here. But I'm more interested in the sells below 73.5. Does USD announcement affect gold? Of course it affects gold. What's on the right hand side of the gold pair is USD. TP Studio, maybe send in a chart for GBP CAD. Oh damn, somebody took a sell at 1779.3. Crazy. I guess that no bottom wick gave you the confidence to take a sell on the 15-minute. Very crazy. Or maybe there was some form of thing to the left hand side, who knows. Let's keep the music going. Let's take a look at this setup from Farhad Ali. We have, ooh, what's this? Micro gold futures, okay. Okay, I have no clue what you're looking at. This is the 4-hour time frame. I don't know what setup you're really looking at, if you're looking for sells, buys, but I think, yeah, I can't really say much about this chart. Oh, Dale Williams saying something smart. Manage risk today better than ever. Not just the end of the month and the beginning of a new month, but also start of a new quarter. Big volume and huge whipsaws can happen. That's true. Oh, we got some news coming in from Momo. UK's Prime Minister Johnson. There may be some additional safeguards we need to take. In the next days, I'll outline what step 4 of the relaxation of constraints will entail. Is that affecting GJ? Not really. GU giving a minor confirmation of sells on the 5-minute. Let's take a look. Yeah, potentially if it breaks this below this 5-minute support, that could be some form of a selling confirmation. Then you can say that if a 5-minute closes strong below this support, the 30-minute is going to or the next candles are just going to continue on going down and closing bearish, because we see really big bullish 15-minute candle over here. This is about a 13 pip body. The next candle has about a 5 pip body, and this current candle, well, it's closing in 30 seconds, and so far it has about, let's say, 3 pip body. So the bullish momentum is really dying down, and if a 5-minute can close below here, then you can say that maybe the sellers will start picking up again and going down. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is closing in the middle of the range. We're approaching in 30 minutes NY open. Yeah, we're approaching 30 minutes NY open, so let's see what we can do with this. Hello, first time on your site in London. Very nice. Welcome, Shabazz. We have quite a few new people. If you're new and you're enjoying the channel, definitely subscribe. We do this every day. Don't miss a day, so you have somewhere to be on for these London sessions and New York sessions. Remix says, I took a buy like an idiot on gold, shaking my head. You didn't wait for candles to close, man. Like, you had maybe one 5-minute closing above. I think if you really wanted buys above without the 30-minute closing, what you needed was for this 5-minute to close weak. This one right over here to close like weak bearish above this level, and then the next one break the high to continue on closing the 15-minute and 30-minute above. Yeah, create like a booby trap candle. Playful Highlights knows what's up. Let's check this chart from TST. Oh, what's this? He took a sell. Oh, so somebody else also took a sell over here at this wick over here for the candle to come flip bearish. This is TP number 1, 2, and 3. That's a very cool sell. I love it. It's like a really, really good entry. There must have been some form of thing happening to the left. Let's see. Diogo ends GJ idea. If strong momentum, I will impulse entry to try fill the 1 hour wick. Safe buys above this 1 hour wick. Yeah, that makes sense. I think at this point price is ranging, so the range from here to where you're looking, this range over here to fill this hourly wick is very, very small. So probability is very small. If you're anticipating a lot of momentum, probably, and you want to go impulsively, like if you really have a need to go impulsively, then a buy like impulsively once it breaks the high, rather than taking it up to the high, since the range is like maybe only a couple pips. Like this range from here to here is only 5 pips. Like, what are you gonna do with 5 pips? Let's keep an eye on gold. Why spread is high on gold? Spread right now is 0 on gold for me on my broker. Such a risky move. I just scalped a sell on the current candle. Need to stop making that mistake. Oh. Oh, we have a chart from McKeel 92. On US 30 on the 30-minute, created a support to go back up. Okay, that's interesting. It could be pretty well. From what I see is that it sort of broke below here. So if you wanted to retest these highs, maybe it needed to form this support over here, respecting this support to the left, because right now it might have just broken structure and come up to form a resistance and go back down. I think from my perspective and from only looking at this chart, it seems that way, but I don't know how US 30 moves. It could just move straight back up there. Oh yeah, he realized that too after he sent the chart. Nice. I already closed. Nice. That's okay. Have I heard about the trading made simple method? No, I haven't. That's good, Makiel. See, somebody's saying this 30-minute on gold is really starting to look like a head and shoulders. You might be right if that about that sell, if possibly below 73.500. Yeah, that's true. For me, I'm not looking at the head and shoulders pattern. I'm just looking at the structure, and this is like the structural point to break to go into a bearish phase. True, it was a pretty good trade, Makiel, but I think just, I don't know, it broke the structure to the left, so maybe it might just form a resistance to keep going down, who knows. I don't look at US 30, so I wouldn't know. But if that was like gold or something, yeah, that's the structure I would see. Oh dear, somebody's spamming, what broker do I use? Use IC Markets. Let's keep the music playing. When am I making my own channel? Probably not. When Luke wants to retire, then I might make my own channel. Yeah, GU wants nothing to do with forming a resistance over here. The daily is trading back above the support now, so who knows if is this gonna be a rejection to go back up. Yeah, for buys, as I mentioned before, you want to see a support formed at the previous resistance. Then you know that this is no longer a fake out. This is no longer gonna go down, but it's gonna, you know, confirm the fake out. So let's take a look. Hopefully we can get a really nice confirmation on gold. That'd be awesome. To the left, you can see it formed a support and shot up 20 pips. Could do the same after 15 amp support formed. I'm gonna guess you're talking about gold. Yeah, very tricky. Gold is just ranging right now, so wait for it to break below or above. Same thing for GJ. How to see spread in Metatrader 5? You go to properties and then click show, and then you show ask price line and show bid price line. Maybe it's because you're enjoying Dutch vibe. Who knows? Let's see if GJ is gonna close above with this 15-minute candle closing in 3 minutes. GJ breaks 4-hour wick. Would I be looking for impulse to go up? Well, no, because the wick is so far away. If you get a candle, like, you're more likely to get a candle closing above, and with a candle closing above, then it's higher probability to fill the wick, which is already 10 pips. So by the time it filled the wick, you can already secure profits and leave a runner running, rather than adding your full positions all the way up here. Then your range only becomes 20 pips. Oh, nice. Remix sees his mistake now. Amazing. So if you guys are curious what broker I'm using, I'm gonna paste the link in the YouTube chat. You can take a look through there. Amit Gary, I just posted the link. Diogo N is like icy freaking markets. Some questions are just repeated day in and day out. Every single stream. It's crazy.
Should create a fact.
True, a fact sheet.
Yeah.
Should be in the description, but nobody checks the description.
Yep.
Let's see, this 15-minute is really pushing. What's it gonna do in the last minute and 30 seconds? Yeah, I think if it closes with a wick to fill, that could be a good buy going up. But your stop loss would be like 14 pips. That's not too bad. If it breaks the high, then you can put it below the most recent, the current candle low. Yeah, if I was trading, I'd be looking at this buy, to take this buy, but I'm not trading in the next 2 days or until Monday, unless we get gold sells. Gold sells are the only thing I want to touch before Monday, but these GJ buys look potentially pretty good. Fill this wick to the left hand side and continue on upwards, but it's got to close above, so very delicate, because right now it's kind of closing at resistance, starting to go below. It's got 20 more seconds to go, so who knows. Is there a reason you trade FX over the futures market? Yes, the reason is I don't know what the future markets are. Well, I do know what they are, but I don't know why I would want to trade that over FX. So it is closing above at this point, so that's a pretty good idea. I think let's see where this candle can form its bottom wick, and maybe once it starts flipping, that can be the buying point with a stop loss below its current low. I would just have a 10 pip stop loss, and once it flips bullish, I take the buy and then trail the stop loss below here, because we're in the second half of the 30-minute. So if it is going to continue up, then it should just pump the overall 30-minute up, and that would close the hourly above as well for the NY open hourly to correct this whole clean traffic to the left. But 15-minute, remember, it can be a lower confirmation time frame. So you are using the Ross spread option or the standard account option. I'm using Ross spread. If you're scalping for 10-20 pips, always get the lowest spread, because if you think about it, some brokers charge like a 3 to 4 pip spread. If your targets are 10 pips, that's 40% of your target is solely in spread. Then price needs to go 14 pips in profit for you to secure 10 pips. That's just ridiculous. Why am I not trading? Well, I've already made 4.5% this week, and it's the start of a new month. We have very high impact news coming out today and tomorrow, and I found that the NFP week is where I make most of my losses. Like for the past 2 months, I've only had 2 losing weeks, and those were both in NFP week. So I've already secured 4.5% profit, so there's really no need for me to continue on trading. And as this 15-minute candle flipped bullish, that can be a pretty good potential entry to continue on upwards and fill the wick to the left with volume. Let's see the 5-minute. You know what would be even better is a weak bearish 5-minute candle and then a break of that high. I would really like that, because then you see the second, this is like the first leg up, then you can have the second leg up, and then by then you can easily secure 10 pips. And if it comes down to create a support, that would be the third leg up. Yes, Mario, same here. Looking back, red weak NFP, the rest on green. Yeah, it's crazy to see how it works like that. Is a 1.4 pip spread okay? Yeah, I guess that's okay. It's not it's pretty average, I would say. What do you recommend to get a low spread? If you scroll up, I posted the link of the broker I use. That's a pretty good broker. Like the spread right now on gold is about 0.5 pips, and on GJ the spread right now is 0.8 pips. Gold is sort of going down, but it's still in the middle of the range. Yeah, it really needs to close below with a 30-minute candle or a really strong 15-minute candle. If it can close below like that, that would be a really nice confirmation to go on down. This 5-minute is closing in about 30 seconds. So for the people that got in on the flip, you guys have sat in a little bit of drawdown, like maybe 3 pip drawdown. So that's not the worst. Once it breaks this, once the next 5-minute breaks this weak bearish 5-minute high, that should be the catalyst to go up. We're in the last 10 minutes of this hourly candle, and typically we've seen pushes in the last 10 minutes, so this will be interesting to see how it plays out. But it's kind of closing weak bullish, so that's indicating low bullish volume. So that's not the best. You really wanted it to be weak bearish, because then that indicates, if it's weak bearish, that indicates that it's done a pullback and the buyers bought it back up, because if there were no buyers, then it would have closed strong bearish. But as it closed weak as it's going to close weak bearish, then that essentially is some form of a pullback. So But right now, this isn't a pretty picture. Not the prettiest picture, so I wouldn't have taken this at the break of this high over here. But on the 15-minute flip, I would have taken that. We've seen very good opportunities present themselves on the flipping point, especially on gold. Gold respects the flip of a candle so well that it just pumps in the next direction. Oh, take care, Mitch. Have a good one. Damn, OctaFX charges 5 pips spread on gold. That's nuts. What's the commissions on Dominion markets? It's the same as everybody else. $7 per standard lot. How old am I? I'm turning 20 in 2 months. Let's see if it continue, if GJ can continue on bullish in the last 10 minutes. I've never understood your position on weak bullish candles. Isn't it just a timing issue, like a candle closed whilst moving, or have you back tested this? What do you mean? Is it just timing, like candle closed, or? Yeah, I mean, I've back tested this. It has about a very, very high probability, because you see the first move up and you can't buy the high, right? So you need to wait for some form of a pullback. And sometimes with very high volume pairs, that pullback is represented in as a one candle closing against the trend. So if this 5-minute closed weak bearish, then you can say that this is the first leg up. You had a pullback, and once it breaks this high, then it has the enough room or enough steam to continue for the second leg up. If you take a look at my Instagram, I have a little infographic over here on how to trade reversals. So, and this is a booby trap candle, because beginners are booby trapped into thinking that this candle will indicate a reversal or a pullback, but in reality you need to wait for a break of structure. So you can take a look at that on my Instagram page. Give us a brief on how you got into trading, as in your trading history. I mean, it's a long story. It's quite a long story. So candles closing in about 5 minutes. If this hourly can close above this resistance on GJ, that will be really, really good to continue on upwards. Some early birds have gotten in at the flip of this 15-minute candle. Let's see if we can push in the last 5 minutes. Yeah, because your stop loss here would only be about 5-6 pips, so that's pretty okay. Your first target is like 10 pips. Somebody got in at 153.874. 874 as it broke the high. Okay, and then with spread you got an entry over here. It's okay. I think you could have gotten a bit better entries down here when it flipped bullish. Am I in a buy trade? No, I'm not in this buy trade because the only trade I'm waiting for is this gold sells below this 1773 500, because that's what looks tastiest to me. This buy over here, it makes sense, but I've already made my profit for the week, so I don't have to be in anything. I'm totally okay with watching it go, because the same thing is gonna happen over and over again. So if I miss it once, it's whatever. But these sells on gold, my confidence is really, really high if we if we get a candle closing below this support. Let's see. I noticed if I jump in too fast before the candle continues to form, I'll get smoked. I shouldn't have taken a gold buy against the trend, however, I did take a small loss. Wow, that's good you took a small loss. But yeah, you don't want to jump in too fast. Always wait for candles to close. Like here on GJ, oh wow, we waited for a candle to close above resistance and it's basically hit take profit number 1, right? But if you had taken a buy over here when candle didn't close, then you would have held the drawdown. So yeah, this was the idea, to push in the last 10 minutes of this hourly candle. So that worked out quite nicely. This is something you can take a note of, and next time something like this happens, you can easily catch it. So from the flipping point, let's say entry was, let's give it a entry right over there. So your stop loss would have been like 10 pips, and if price broke it slow, you would have just closed positions for -7 pips, and it just now hit 10 pips profit as well. So that's really, really good trade over here. And with this hour, your stop losses should be at break even with this trade, and with the hourly closing like this, and next hour being NY open, you might just see the next hourly correct this clean traffic to the left, and your runner is gonna run nicely. So we called out 2 winning trades on GJ so far. We called out these buys and these sells over here with this 5 minute coming down. This one had a little bit of drawdown depending where you took it, and this one was pretty smooth. Now gold. Gold, now it's your turn to give us a confirmation for sells. So let's see if we can get that. Took 10 pips profit on GJ, very nice, guys. Everybody comes out so cheerfully once they've secured profits, but it's like when they're in a trade, nobody's talking. When you secure, everybody's like, yay, I secured, yay, yay. Isn't that a head and shoulders? I don't know, I guess so. I guess it can be a head and shoulders if you want it to be. Oh, this guy's more interested in my history. You said soon I'll be turning 20, but you're turning 30. Damn. I guess for my history, how I got into it was I saw the people around me. They were working really, really hard at their jobs, yet they had money problems. So I'm like, well, maybe hard work alone isn't the solution. So then I Googled, how do you be rich? And I read how most rich people, they invest money and own businesses. So I'm like, oh, okay, investing money, that sounds pretty interesting. So I got into, investing in the stock market, but investing would give you like maybe 10-20% a year. I'm like, well, if I want to make this a full-time thing, I need something a little bit faster. So then I started looking into swing trading, and that would give me like maybe 10-20% a quarter every 3 months. And I'm like, well, it's still not quite fast enough. It's not exactly, I'd want it to be more full-time. And then I met Raja, and I saw Raja taking 10 pips a day, and I'm like, well, I could probably make a living catching 10 pips a day. So that's like the long story made short. So yeah, we have NY open right now. GJ, if yeah, there's not much to do on GJ right now if you're not in a buy from down here. You're buying rather high. I would say maybe, yeah, no, there's nothing to do for you. If you guys missed the buy from down here, there you guys should be sitting on your hands, because right now this move, the move going up to, let's say, 154 200, that's the duty of your runner's duty to tap into 154 200. You're not gonna add another full position at the high to go on higher. So now we're waiting for unemployment news to come in on gold in about 30 minutes. In 30 minutes we can see what it's gonna do. Hopefully we can get a close below. Yeah, the 4 hour still looking okay. I'd love a fake out now and back in the range for GJ as rejection of 154. It could do. I am expecting this daily support to break eventually, like, because the previous weekly closed bullish, so we do have some form of bullish momentum. But as I stated, like in the past week, once this candle broke this support, that essentially broke market structure. And I was calling out sells, you know, as this daily candle was closing bearish. I was calling out how this is the start of the new bearish market structure starting to print. So yeah, I really expect this support to break, and then we can head down to this support and maybe even break below there, because the monthly seems like it's setting itself up for maybe a potential wick fill, as it closed as a fake out of this level. And I don't have the 3 month chart right now, but I'm sure the 3 months closed rather weak. Yeah, maybe somebody in the gulag, you guys have the 3 months chart, you can send it in. I'm quite curious to see how the quarterly candle closed. Maybe somebody in the Zoom has a 3 months chart to show. Would be interesting. Mercy Ravoga saying, please, I just joined. Kindly give me a signal. Oh, okay. You could probably buy GJ. I mean, we had 2 signals already, so you should have joined earlier, because we had a selling signal to take sells on GJ right over here as it was respecting resistance, and as it broke above resistance, we had a buying signal. And now there's nothing to be done, so you just came in late, my man. Could the 4 hour on gold go bearish? Yeah, it could. If it break below here. Ooh, 3 months. Brian coming in hot with the 3 months chart. Amazing. Yeah, so the 3 months closed rather weak, bullish. Is it below? Let's take a look. Let's draw the zone. Yeah, it's still closing at the zone though, so we can't say it's gonna go down or is it gonna go up. Because the reason we're seeing market conditions so slow on GJ is because we're at this 3 months resistance, right? So we need to wait for a candle to fully break this 3 months resistance, and then we can see some really strong market conditions going up. But as of right now, it's kind of just, you know, chilling in this range on the 3 months. That's why we see just such trash conditions lately. Hi, what is your time now? My time is 5 minutes past 2 p.m. So how long have I been trading? About 2 years. You're welcome, Biggie Smalls. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys caught any sort of profit, any value, knowledge, definitely drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. What was my account size when I first started? So when I started scalping, my First account size was 9,000 euros. I started with 2 lots because I got consistent in swing trading, and I'm like, catching 10 pips, easy. Should be easy, right? So I started with 9,000, went right off the bat. First trade was 2 lots, lost about 130 euros, and yeah, that was it. Ended the account my first year in minus 9% profit, so it was never blown. Never blew an account either.
Oh, it's amazing, man.
Yeah, true. Yeah, gold is just printing supports right now. We want to see sells though break below this major support. Oh, Mohammed Hamid, he says, thanks, I gained knowledge plus GJ profits from you. I appreciate a lot. That's amazing. Euro to USD, how much is that? I don't know. Let's take a look at a Euro USD chart and then we'll know. So it's about 1 USD is about 1.18 more. So about 18% more than a euro. Let's see what Euro USD is doing in the meantime. Yeah, I remember watching this pair down here when I was swing trading. We were like, it's gonna be buys because based on the 3 months monthly, it was at this major demand level. Right over here, it was at this demand level going up. This candle tapped into it, but it took like so many months to play out. Damn, it hit a target of a high. No, what's it? Yeah, after the pandemic, it made a high of 1.23. Crazy. So here we're starting to see a bearish 5-minute candle formed. This could be a booby trap candle. Could be a booby trap candle, but I think you'd want the 15-minute to close like this, because the 5-minute right now is could be low confirmation, or it is NY open, so it might just be fine. Are you gonna put buy stop or sell stop with the news on gold? Nope. Do you? So you started with about 10,000 USD? Yeah, pretty much 10k USD, 9,000 euros. Let's take a look at US 30 on the 5-minute. US 30 5-minute, once it breaks, impulse entry with stop loss on previous. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, a sell over here. I remember seeing a chart, yeah, this chart from US 30, what's, like we said, that it broke the support to the left, so potentially it can like retest this broken support and respect it as resistance, and that would be around 34,600, let's call it. Let's take a 3,406, yeah, 34,600, so it's right about that level. So probably if it breaks this 5-minute bullish structure, then you can see a retest of the lows like we anticipated earlier. Damn, GU is showing no signs of a support formed to confirm this fake out. Crazy. We have news coming in 20 minutes for gold. Let's take a look. Am I a full-time trader? Yeah, right now full-time trading. Can we sell gold on resistance between 79 and 80? I wouldn't, but you could. Because if it's ranging, it's basically going to go from resistance to support. So if you can find a logical stop loss, then it makes sense, yeah. I will touch gold only after news. Yeah, at this point I'm also going to touch gold only after the news, because we have news coming in like 20 minutes. And I would wait for the like the 15-minute candle to close after the news, because that'll tell me the direction. Does your MT5 IC markets lag? No, it doesn't. What is the maximum amount you have made in a month? About 8%. Let's see if I can get my old account up. Let's see, it was in see, I'm curious if I can find my old live account with the 10k account history. Oh, is this it? I think. Oh, yeah, I found it. Crazy. Crazy. Wow. I guess I could show the Gulag, my old account, MT4 account. A lot of history on there. Yeah, as this 15-minute candle closes weak bearish on GJ and the next one breaks the height, then you might see another leg up with high volume. Yeah, at least up to 154, 100. Can I check this chart out? Let's check it out. GJ 15-minute took a buy, break of the high, and then added another position at the break of this high. Very nice. And then final target 154, 200, and then from there it might go down. That makes sense. Very nice trades. Hopefully you're securing profits as you go along the way. Somebody says, wow, 8% profit was your max and FTMO needs to do 10% to pass the challenge. Damn. Yeah, we're still in the beginning though, so I mean, doing 10% a month, very, very realistic. It's nothing out of this world, 10% a month. I was at 10% for June, then overtraded during the last couple days. Damn. Yeah, I think a trading month is so much like Formula 1, or I don't know if you guys are into racing, but like I like to watch Formula 1, and you know, Formula 1, you're doing like maybe 50 laps around a circuit, right? And whoever makes the least mistakes during, you know, those 50 laps eventually will win the race. Right, and a trading month is so similar to that in terms of like if you can make the least amount of trading errors during that month, you will come out profitable. So the performance is very similar. The trading firm on Wall Street makes plus or minus 65% a year, so if you're making 5 to 10% a month, you are crushing it. Yeah, exactly. Banks, my bank here gives me 3 cents on every 100 euros I save. That's nothing, like insanely low. We got 15 more minutes until the... Oh damn, this 15-minute closed weak bullish, so no buys above the high. They become less probable once it closes weak bullish, because that indicates weak bullish volume. So if it breaks the high, you can't expect a lot of bullish volume to come in. Let's see. News is coming in about 15 minutes, and then we can find out if we're going to get some good news, bad news. So far we're expecting good numbers, because they're going to come in less than there's going to be less people unemployed, so that should be good for the economy. Ooh, Simple Trader donated £5. I want to warn people, there is a fake account, someone using Raja's name with 14k followers. Yeah, you're right, Simple Trader, there's a handful of those accounts that have the Raja Bank's name, but they're really just trying to scam you. I think using basic common sense, you guys should be able to avoid those scammers. Do you think if gold breaks resistance zone, it could continue up? I can see there's a lot of resistance areas and rejection candles. Yeah, it can continue up, just like GJ continued up once it broke above the highs, it created a higher high. If gold breaks above this high, it can create a higher high. For me, the only issue is just I don't like the range. I don't want to be anywhere near this thing to the left hand side. It's just super ugly. I want nothing to do with this range over here between 84 and 74. Yeah, common sense isn't so common nowadays. Kindly tell me the max lot size for a $3,000 account size. Probably 0.50 cents. That's about almost 2% on a 10 pip stop loss. You really don't want to risk more than 2%. Any metaphor users here is how do you change the time to local time? I don't think you can change the time because that's your broker's time, so it's fixed to wherever your broker is. Just like the 4-hour candle closes, you can't really change that because that's where it's based on where your broker is located. When was the last time I had a non-profitable month? This February. That was my last non-profitable month. I lost 1.5%. Every other month this year has been profitable, anywhere between plus 0.5% to plus 8%. So what monies you started trading, Raja? What? I have no clue. What is the best time frame for support and resistance, and what is entry time in intraday? So intraday, if you're scalping a session, the best time frame to draw your support and resistance is the 4 hour, because if you're trading intra-session, a session typically lasts for 4 hours. Like if you look at the London session, your first volume time comes in at 8 o'clock and the last one is at 10 o'clock Central European time. So then that's within that 4 hour candle. So it's very handy to draw your support and resistances and targets based on the 4 hour, and then you can perfect them on the lower time frames. Oh, random question. How are you avoiding getting stopped out on gold with a 10 pip stop loss as it moves up and down so fast at times right at entry? Yeah, that's true. Gold moves up. It's so volatile, but I think I've been looking at gold for 8 months now. Pretty much since last November. Yeah, November 2019. That's when I started looking at gold. So I know how it moves. And I can time my entries really time them correctly so that with a tight stop loss of 10 to 15 pips, I can still catch the move. Do you think it's necessary to buy into mentorships to become a good trader when you are a beginner? Yeah, I would say it's almost necessary. Yeah, you really need somebody there to evaluate your trades and to tell you, not tell you what to do, but guide you in the right direction. Like when I was with Raja, I've been sending him a chart every single day of my trades since I joined. I don't do that right now anymore. I stopped doing that a couple months ago. But for a whole year, I sent him every single day a chart and got feedback. And that's why, I progressed. And that's why I stick with what he teaches me, is because, he taught me what I know. So I'm not going to start looking at other things because they work for me, and I think it's necessary to have somebody to guide you in the right direction, because in the beginning you can be skewed in so many different directions. Am I gonna put a buy stop, sell stop on gold? Nope, it's not looking volatile enough. Hold on 1 second, guys. Damn, my bank just sent me a package. What could it be? I just got a package. Oh, you can't see it. This is coming from the bank. Holy.
Cash.
Yeah, they sent a whole box of cash.
Your withdrawals.
Yeah, yeah, I did do a withdraw today. Actually, they sent it in cash. Crazy. What's up with GJ? Oh, it's coming back down. Somebody in the Zoom, I think they anticipated a fake out from 154. So we have news coming in 5 minutes. Let's see. Last time the news, they were expecting positive numbers. They were basically, yeah, right here they were. The previous one was almost 420 K, and then they were expecting 380 people, thousand, no, 3.8 million people to be unemployed, and it came out to 410 pretty much. So then they expected, less people to be unemployed, but it actually came out to be more. And this time they're expecting something similar to the other time. So maybe we might just see the unemployment come in at like 400, let's call it. And if it comes in at 400, that would be bad news for the dollar. So maybe that's where gold will go down. But if it comes, I don't know if it'll come in less than expected because of what happened last month. Last month kind of did a fake out. They expected way less, but it came out more. And when it comes out more, then that's quite bad for the economy, because then more people are unemployed. Do you know where we can find the Forex Family Google Drive link? Heard someone talk about it on Raja's stream. Well, there is no more Forex Family Google Drive. It's all in Market Fluidity Teachables. GJ is kind of coming back into the range. So that was a very short-lived move up. But if you took buys based on this 50-minute, you should not be in any sort of loss. You should be stopped out at break-even after 10 plus pips. And now, question is it coming back down to retest this broken resistance or do a fake out? Who knows? I think news might just stir the pot on GJ a lot. And maybe the news might be the catalyst for gold to break down, because it's just ranging right now. To break down or break up, any direction would be good as long as it does something. Preferably down, then I can be in it too, since that's the only thing I'm looking at is just sells. How's NFP tomorrow? NFP, they're expecting pretty good numbers, I think. Previous one came in worse. It's always such a guess with news. Yeah, so last time they were overly optimistic with their forecast by almost three times pretty much. This time they're a little more realistic. Who knows? But if they're expecting positive numbers, that can also lead gold to go down, and maybe combined with positive USD numbers, gold can on USD numbers on the unemployment, then gold might go down. Who knows? Let's wait about 50 seconds and we'll find out. How much does it take till they put new actual numbers on the news? Sometimes I've seen it be instant, other times it's taken 5 minutes, anywhere between instant to 5 minutes. Bear in mind that just because it's good for gold, it will go up, or bad for gold, it will go down. The market can be wild during news. Yeah, Hamza, 100%. Let's see, it's interesting how gold is grabbing all this bullish liquidity over here with these wicks. Whew, sheesh. That gap down, goddamn. Okay, so I guess numbers came in good for USD. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think, what did I see? Did I see good numbers? Yeah, it came in slightly less. little bit less, so that's still pretty good, I guess. So now maybe gold can do a move down. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I don't know if you get a sell stop below this low could be an idea, but that's a little too risky for my situation. So if it happens, it happens. Else, I'm waiting for a weak bullish 5-minute candle, and then break of that low. See, once this 4-hour breaks its own low, that could be a potential idea with all this volume coming in from positive USD news, which is negative gold news. Once it breaks below, let's say 72.70, that could maybe be a like sell stop or impulse entry idea. But like for me, I'm waiting for at least a 15-minute to close below and then a break of that low, or 5-minute to come down and then print a booby trap candle and then break the low of that booby trap candle to continue on further down. 10 pips secured on TzRzetHz. Oh damn, TzRzetHz, how'd you manage to get TzRzetHz? Probably break of this support. That's not 10 pips, maybe here. Crazy cowboy selling GJ up here. So what are you guys in the gulag? What have you done for this news event? Ooh, here it's approaching 72,700. Yeah, I'm not taking a sell stop or impulse entry as it's going down. If it's gonna continue on down with this huge, very strong bearish fashion, then, I want to see a booby trap 5-minute candle, very similar to what happened here. Let me annotate. Very, exactly what happened here, but then to the downside. I want to see that happen, because that'll give me the confidence to take a sell and go down to this whole range. But it might just go on down now. Stop loss for this trade should be back in the range for maybe 15 pips, 20 pips. But if it doesn't move fast, you should just close it. Yeah, this is where you should manage your risk, because with gold it just needs to move. There should be no form of drawdown, and as it comes, yeah. This came back into the range over there, and no more selling ideas for this move down. It needed to move right away. No form of drawdown. Only drawdown you should have on gold when you're like really correct is the spread. At least for me, that's when I take impulse entry and it's in the right direction. The only form of drawdown I have is just the spread. I made a mistake and went 20 pips in drawdown, and then it came down. Now I'm at break even. Oh, crazy. USD JPY buy with the news. Ooh, interesting. Let's take a look at this buy of USD JPY with the news. Yeah, that makes sense for USD JPY to go up. Ooh, crazy. You bought as candles were going down on the 5-minute even. Very nice. You must have seen probably something. See new 5-minute candles going down straight away after the previous one closing above support. Very, very delicate. god, we have Trader Luchand. I tried to sell it, but I entered on the wrong pair. That's crazy. That's a rookie mistake over there. Let's take a look at this chart from Professor Pippage. We have lows, highs, potential sell below here. Yeah, very nice. You're looking at the lower level. That makes sense because there's more probability for supports to be respected in an upwards market. I like it. So then you're looking at this level rather than this one. Makes sense. What's the leverage I use with IC markets? 1 to 500. Not that I use it, but that's just the default leverage I had, and it kind of just and yeah, I'm too lazy to change it. But I don't use 1 to 500. I think 1 to 100 is more than enough. Harry Kiran says, I was in short from 1778, made profit for the week. That's amazing. You sold the resistance right over here to go back down. Very nice. Ashish Kanvar had a sell stop and booked profit. Nice. Where'd you take your sell stop? Price just it just moved. Let's take a look at the hourly. Probably below this hourly low. You had a sell stop and secured an easy 20 pips. I'm gonna guess. Somebody sold with 10 lots, huge profit. Very nice. It's beautiful. Wait for 1 hour for USD news. I think after this 15-minute candle closing, I think the news will have had its impact on the market, or at least its volatility impact on the market, and then it can move on to back to normal behavior. But if it closes back inside this range, then the normal behavior is to just go up and down. So how much percentage am I risking? Anywhere between 1% to 2%. Am I looking for a long on gold? No, I'm looking for sells on gold below the support. Can you please explain why does gold move in the exact different direction of DXY? Well, it's simple, because gold is on the left hand side and the dollar is on the right hand side. So if dollar moves up, gold moves down. And DXY is you know, the dollar index. So if DXY moves up, that means dollar is moving up, therefore gold shall move down. Yeah, Trader Luke Chan says it was only the second time in his trading career he sold the wrong pair. And then this Tony GT69 says you need to be more focused on that. In your execution, it's really a mistake you should never make. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You should never really make that mistake. Just like blowing an account, you should never really blow an account with proper risk management. What's the lot size you'd use for gold for catching 10 pips? I'd use, right now I use like 40 cent. Yeah, GJ is coming back down. It had a really clean move up in the last 10 minutes of the pre-NY hourly candle, and now it's stalling a little bit. Would you consider this fake out on the 15-minute for GJ? Let's see. Yeah, it's looking like a fake out. I don't know if I would take a sell based on that 15-minute closing back inside the range. What I would take a sell on is if we see like maybe a weak support formed below this resistance, and then a break of that support. That would really confirm that this is a fake out, and it can head back down, and the range is like 30 pips. How to find a fake out? A fake out happens majority of the time against the overall trend. So like here we see the overall trend for GJ was to go bearish, but now it's starting to go back up as it broke the bearish structure. But I guess maybe there's some issues to the left hand side that it's rejecting this wick over here. Gold is trading back in the middle of the range over here. Can I sell oil because it is at weekly and monthly resistance? I have no clue. As far as gas prices are concerned, I think it seems like oil is going up in a very bullish fashion, because gas prices are just getting higher and higher and higher. It's nuts. Crazy here in the Netherlands. GU, what did GU do with the news? Well, literally nothing. It did absolutely nothing with that USD unemployment news. So this is where it's trading above that daily support. So now, if this is gonna be a fake out, you want to see a support form. And but if you, oh yes.
So no trades today for you?
No, for me, no trades. I'm not looking to trade today and tomorrow.
Is it just because of the dates as you mentioned, or just you don't see some good setup?
It's mainly because of NFP. It's like NFP week. I've already secured like 4.5% in the past 2 days, so I don't feel the need to trade in these 2 days because of all the news happening.
Don't you find the news like I know people who trade only NFP and stuff like that.
True.
Don't you?
I think. Oh, wait. What? Not sure if I put on mute or only lowered. Can you speak again?
No, I said I know people who trade the news like they find a positive in them. Don't you find any positive like?
Oh yeah, like that. Yeah, I mean, if you know how to trade the news with like buy stops and sell stops, and you've had the experience, then that makes sense. But for me, like, news right now is just making it range on gold, and for like statistically, my losing weeks come in the first week of the month with NFP. So for today, if price would have broken this support, that was the only trade I was really looking at, because I've seen this happen so many times, and the range is so big and clean that would have been a trade for me. But then, like this trade on GJ, it's not like, it makes sense, but it's not like it just makes sense. But I'm already up 4.5% for the week, so I don't see the need to keep on trading.
That's awesome, man.
Let's put some music. Do you think gold will continue the bull run, breaking the 15-min support, or continue to bounce back up? You gave me two scenarios that are the same. You're saying, do you think it can continue the bullish run? Or I'm guessing you're gonna say, I think if it, I mean right now it's consolidating, so if it can break up, then it's continuing the bullish run. If it's breaking below, then it's breaking bullish structure and potentially starting a bearish run. Because the NFP is coming in good as well. So it might start pricing that in if it can break below this support. Let's see, this 15-minute closed very weak bearish, rejecting the support and rejecting the highs as well previously, so it's very much just ranging. So we're probably gonna call it an early stream in 10 minutes over here with this hourly close. If it's gonna close weak doji like the previous one, then we know that there's just no volume, no direction, very volatile conditions because it's like breaking the highs, breaking lows, so nothing more to be done. Then you need to wait for this 4-hour to close, and maybe with this 4-hour closing, the next one will have NYSE volume and London close volume, so maybe you might see a move happen at that time. For GU is just chilling. GJ is back in the range. If this 15-minute can form a support exactly how it is right now, and then next one breaks the low, then that would be a confirmation to go on down to confirm this fake out. Just like we were looking for GU to form a support to confirm this fake out going from the downside, we're looking at the exact same thing on GJ, but then to the opposite side. Yeah, and don't forget to like the stream, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification so that when we go live for the London session tomorrow morning, we can you guys can be there and catch all the nice trades we call out. Hello, we have Anonymous in the chat. How do you understand Forex Factory news? Please explain. Well, I barely understand it myself. I just so you look at like the expected numbers compared to the previous numbers, and then you have a general gist of if the market is, you know, what it's expecting, and then you need, what's most important though is how the actual number is released in comparison to the expectation. Because the market is really weird. Like when I was trading stocks and a company would announce, for example, that they're expecting, let's say this year they're expecting 1 billion in revenue, but it comes in at only, let's say 900 million, then all the analysts are gonna be like, wait, what? Excuse me? And the stock price will tank. Even though the previous year they might have only made half a billion, so 500 million, and this year they made 900 million, but because they came in less than the 1 billion expectation, the analysts and the short-term traders, they're gonna be like, excuse me, what the fuck? Let's take sells. So it's very important to look at the expected and then the actual. That will, yeah, that's probably more important than the previous. The market is very weird. It's a very odd thing, but we love it. So yeah, this 30-minute and hourly is just not looking pretty at all. It grabbed liquidity from both sides and just chilling in the middle. Was that Guala in the chat? He says, hey, I have a question. Oh dear, Guala is gonna spam. He has a question now. Somebody asking, how will you approach the situation gold is presenting right now? Well, I would approach it by not touching it. Or I wouldn't even approach it at all. I would turn my back to it. I would I'd see this consolidation, I'd be like, you psych? Oh, Guala says, my question is, how are you, Mr. P? Good, Guala? Why aren't you in the Zoom? Come in the Zoom, man. You're chilling with all the gulaggers. Gulag is also family. Yeah, we have a nice gulag sometimes. Sometime maybe good, sometime maybe shit. So yeah, we're gonna see how this hourly closes and then we're gonna call it a stream, because if it's gonna close like this, then there's no point in watching paint dry for another hour. Can I share my point of view with daily time frame on gold? Yes, I think it basically did a fake out of this level, which I guess for me the reason that is because it was the last day of the month, so I guess it made sense to do a retracement, and it's now coming back into this range, and it's tricky to say what it can do because it can either respect this range and and form a bearish daily candle, or just close back into this range, and with that, if there's not enough volume, then it can continue to range again, which would not be the best situation. So if we can break like 1773, then that could be a good catalyst to maybe form a resistance at this previous support to continue on going down. Yeah, and the weekly is kind of rejecting these weekly lows as well. Based on monthly, it might just be setting up to create a top wick, who knows. We're gonna take it one session at a time and see how this monthly candle forms. Yeah, let's see, we've got 5 minutes for this candle to close, and then we're just gonna call it a session. And then I'll set an alarm. Let me set an alarm at this level. If we can break it towards NYSE, that might be my selling trade for this new month, the very first trade of the month. Else it's gonna be Monday. Monday mornings will come and smash the markets. Oh, thank you, Eric Ante. How to stay calm in consolidations on gold? I have an urge to take trades in these ranges. Well, why? Why do you have an urge to take a trade in these ranges? If you want this to be a serious thing, then you need to be more serious and disciplined to not trade inside these ranges. Like you can, what you can do is maybe create a playbook if you've had winning trades on how you can trade the range, and then if that statistically works out for you, then you can continue on doing that. But if you're impulsively trying to catch the breakout and things like that, then things are going to be very hard. Do you have weekly targets or daily targets? Sort of. I have ambitions. I wouldn't call them targets because I don't want to be forced to make X amount % a week. But I do aspire to make about 3 to 5% a week, and that translates into about 10% a month. So what am I looking for? Buys and sells on gold. Buys above this resistance, sells below that support. For GJ very delicate. It doesn't quite seem like it knows what it wants to do. This hourly is closing as a retest. It depends if it's gonna close above, then it might just be retesting this broken resistance, but yeah, it's becoming a very delicate situation. I might just not want to touch it at all. So with that, I think we're gonna call it a stream right over here. This hourly candle on gold, it has a very weak bullish body, huge tail. Maybe, yeah, if a candle can close above this resistance, that can be a catalyst to move on upwards. And oh yeah, the 4 hour is also closing right about now. Yeah, we'll see what I don't think NYSE will do much based on how the 4 hour closes, unless it closes below the 4 hour low. Then it can do the sells I want, but if it goes up, then it goes up. It is what it is. It's too nasty for me to trade the upside. So yeah, nothing's gonna happen, so I'm gonna call it a stream. If you guys have enjoyed this stream, drop a like, subscribe so you can tune in to the next ones, and yeah, we'll see you guys in London session tomorrow morning at 7:30 Central European Time. Take care, Gulag.
Hooray! Take care, man.